What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome into the Bulls Report. My name is Patrick Siepman. Coming up on today's show, I'm going to go over 5 draft targets for Chicago after they did get the 11th pick in the NBA draft. I thought there was a chance there for a second that the Bulls would be able to move up into the top 4, but obviously, the luck did not go the Bulls' way. But hey, we're going to be going over 5 draft targets for Chicago at pick 11 here in just a second. But guys, if you want the best draft coverage out there for your Chicago Bulls this offseason, I want to be your go-to Bulls YouTube channel. So hit that subscribe button you guys haven't already. We're going to be diving into a ton of different prospects, covering free agency, covering the trade market, covering the draft better than any Bulls channel out there. I promise you that. Hey, hit that sub button for a week, and if you guys don't like it, you guys can always unsubscribe. So I would really appreciate it if you guys would, hit that sub button. Just give us a chance as your one of your go-to YouTube channels out there on the platform. So hit that sub button if you guys haven't already. But let's dive into the lottery results here, as obviously the biggest shocker was the Atlanta Hawks getting the number 1 overall pick. The team who the Bulls played in the play-in tournament, and it's just funny looking back on that. Like, what if the Bulls would have lost to the Atlanta Hawks? Could that have been them picking first this upcoming year and possibly getting Alex Sarr? But no, obviously the Hawks ended up getting it. The Rockets moved up into the top 3. That was a shocker. Spurs get 2 top 8 picks, with the Raptors pick not ending up in the top 6, so that did go to San Antonio. And then that leaves our Chicago Bulls at pick 11. So I got 5 draft targets who I do think will be there on the board for the Bulls at number 11. And number 1 on my list is Ron Holland, who actually coming into this season, he was projected to be the number 1 overall pick this upcoming year. He was the popular preseason pick, but he is 18 years old, played with the G League Ignite this past season, slotted in as a small forward. He's 6'8", 206 pounds, and one of his comparisons I had for him, it reminds me of kind of like a Cam Whitmore, RJ Barrett type of build. I think he's a way better defender than those two guys, but he is just an athletic wing. He is freaky out in transition, can really put a lot of pressure on the rim, but I think his calling card and his biggest strength is his defense, no doubt about it. And his physical tools and athleticism are the reason he is going to go in the lottery. He is super fast, super explosive. However, his cons are very glaring, and this is where I wouldn't be all in on the Bulls taking him. I think he is out of the 5 names we talk about right now, he is the biggest boom or bust out of the bunch. But some of his strengths are his transition offense due to his freaky athleticism. Same goes with his driving and slashing. And then also he's got a ton of potential on defense. If he can just consistently give the effort on that side of the floor, I think it could really work out. But, his weaknesses is the shot creation. He can't really put the ball on the deck too much for himself and create open looks. His shooting also, he shot 24% on 3.3 3-point attempts per game with the G League. So obviously not good there. He was extremely streaky. Shot only 28.6% in the mid-range and 72% from the free throw line. He also was very turnover prone with the G League Ignite this past season, which also has a lot to do with his heavy usage rate and lack of polish in that role. So he probably won't have to do too much playmaking at the next level. But Ron Holland is a very interesting name. Freak athlete. Got the most potential out of the group we're going to talk about here, but I also feel like he's got the lowest floor. So that was number 1 on my list. Then number 2 is Kyle Filipowski, and I'll make this quick for you guys. If you guys want his NBA comp, I think it's Lauri Markkanen. Funny enough, but he is a power forward / center, coming in at 7 foot, 250 pounds, and he could have been a first-round pick last season, but he did return to Duke for his sophomore season. And his role in the NBA, he'll just be a stretch big, pick and roll, pick and pop big. Some other comparisons, he's very similar to like a Kelly Olynyk type of player as well. And he's supposed to be a top 10 pick, but obviously the Bulls having pick 11, there's a chance he does fall there. And he is a pretty freaky athlete. Like 7 foot, 250 pounds, can move pretty well for a big fella. And I think there'll be a huge addition to this Bulls roster because besides Vooch and Drummond, they don't really have any big fellas on this group by any means. Now, the things I love about him, some of his pros, his ball handling and passing for a big are tremendous. I mean, he is in that top 1% of 7-footers. Really strong shooting potential. He's got a smooth-looking jump shot, especially in that pick-and-pop game. So he does have some ability to play this 4 as well. But some weaknesses with him, his creation on the basketball floor, obviously not, too extreme. But I kind of like that, too. I think he gets his buckets in a simple manner, which I think I like a lot with these guys coming out. Did struggle from the free throw line, shot under 70%. But his biggest weakness is his defensive upside. He wasn't that much of an asset at protecting the rim with the Duke Blue Devils this past season, but I don't know. I just feel like these guys that are so slow horizontally, and when they get to the next level, just in their defense and the pick and roll, it is going to be a problem. So I got Filipowski at 2, and then at number 3, I got Cody Williams, who's actually the younger brother of Jalen Williams on the Oklahoma City Thunder, the good Jalen Williams, but Cody Williams is only 19 years old, comes in at 6'8". He was a true freshman this past season at Colorado, and he is just a definition of a small forward in the NBA. And I would actually have Cody Williams number 1 on my list as a guy I want the Bulls to draft because his NBA comp for me is Jaden McDaniels. And, I love the famous clip of Anthony Edwards talking about Kevin Durant saying, oh, they got KD, we got Jaden McDaniels. Cody Williams is that same dude. Can be an elite defensive player, plays his ass off. Anytime I saw him play this past season for the Buffaloes at Colorado, he's just always bringing the energy. He's always diving on the floor for loose balls, always making the extra plays. I feel like he plays winning basketball. And, when I see that from a 19-year-old, being a true freshman in college, that is big props to him. So, Cody Williams, some more about him. Some of his strengths is his driving and finishing, elite at getting downhill. Spot-up shooting was great for him. So he was actually extremely accurate in the catch-and-shoot situations, going 12 of 23 from downtown and catch-and-shoot opportunities. Also was a great defender as well. Some of his weaknesses is his creation. Obviously wasn't asked to do a whole lot at Colorado off the dribble, but, we're not really going to see that on tape when you go look at him. Also, physicality. He's only 190 pounds, so going to have to put on some more weight at the next level. But we've seen guys like Jaden McDaniels, Jeremy Grant, those longer athletic wings, put on weight to their frame. And I think Cody Williams could do the exact same. Now, number 4 for me, more well-known name since he had a great run in March Madness, Dalton Connect. And my NBA comp for him is a guy like Gordon Hayward. Connect is 23 years old, so he's 4 years older than a guy like Cody Williams. But this would be a player and a prospect that you can plug into the lineup and have him play and contribute right away. He's an elite three-point shooter, can create for himself. He was the offense for the Tennessee Volunteers during their March Madness run. It was all ran through him. And he's, he comes in at 6'6", but he's got a sneaky long wingspan as well. This would be a guy where, a Cody Williams would be more of a boom or bust guy compared to him, but I think Dalton Connect, maybe his ceiling won't be as high as other guys on this list, but his floor is already much, much higher than most of these players in this year's draft. Now, number 5, Yves Missi. I think I got that right. Yes, but the center from Baylor, and he is the Clint Capella type of center, where he's going to be able to protect the rim, rebound, catch lobs on the other side of the floor, and he's a polarizing prospect, man. I'll tell you what, just looking at some of his tape here right now, he is a freak athlete. Super, super long, got a ton of defensive potential at the next level, but offensively, all he has is the dunk. He doesn't even have really a push shot in his arsenal right now, which, obviously could be developed as he is super, super young, but he was very good for the Baylor Bears last season. And I think his archetype of center is the one that I would want the Bulls to pair up with next to Kobe White and Ayo DeSumo instead of the offensive-minded center in Nikola Vucevic, where Missi is the complete opposite of a player than Vuce, where it's he is protecting the rim, he is, leaning on his defense, he is leaning on his rim protection to, carry him to the next level. And, it would be rich for the Bulls to take him at the 11th pick, but I think the Bulls, since I don't think there's any chance to go guard, I think they would almost rather reach on a guy like Missi than rather, reach on a guard like a Jared McCain, since they already have Ayo and Kobe White as the backcourt of the future. But I just gave you guys 5 draft targets. I'm only asking for one name out of you guys. Who do you guys want the Bulls to draft this year? If I had to pick my guy right now, it would be Cody Williams out of Colorado. He's just in that Jaden McDaniels build, and I think that's where the Bulls need to go. Get more longer and more athletic wings on the outside. Just help, build around Kobe White and Io. But while you guys are, telling me who you guys want the Bulls to draft, if you guys could also hit that subscribe button as well. We'll be keeping you guys posted with the best draft coverage out there for the next couple of months. So hit that subscribe button, lock us in. We'll see you guys next time. As always, go Bulls.